Wednesday, June 18th. My name is Chuck, and my station is located in Hamilton, Ontario. Here every Wednesday night at 8:10 p.m. on 146.30 megahertz. And since this is a Simplex Net, everyone else. So I also stream the net on YouTube, so people who hear how they sound on the air, hear stations that they cannot hear, as well as see their signal strength and my station layout. Just type my call into the YouTube search bar. Again, it's VA3CJZ. And look for us under the live button, or tonight's title will be AREG 1650, AREG Week 1657. And finally, I'd like to ask everyone to please leave a 1-second delay between transmissions to allow others to break in. Other stations or priority traffic, please come now. All right, let's open it up to anyone and everyone with a valid license. Please come now.
B3 Bravo Kilowatt.
All right, number one with a bullet, Rick. Come on in.
Yeah, hey, the repeater announced 8 o'clock and you weren't there yet. I was starting to wonder where you got to, but yeah, unless your clock's right on by the second, it won't do that. Anyway, yeah, one, but you know how it is. There's always somebody better than you. Doesn't matter what it is, contesting or whatever. Anyway, I just wondered how the audio is on this one. I'm on the old sideband radio there today, so no battery power radio. On the hydro band. Go ahead.
All right, Rick, there's something funky going on with either my earbuds or your microphone there. I think at the end you went all fuzzy on me, so I don't know if you're overdriving it or what, but I caught most of that, though.
Oh, okay. Yeah. What's sound like right now?
Oh, now I can barely make out the words, Rick. It's so fuzzy and very, very low now. I can barely hear you.
There we go. Okay, we can correct that pretty quick. Just go over to the other radio. I like your radio there on. I'm looking at the YouTube. Anyway, this one here probably sounds okay. I'm on a slot mic.
Okay, yeah, much better, much better. So, what's new and exciting with you, Rick?
Not too much. I talked to an old friend today that I hadn't talked to for a while, and he's quite a bit older than me, and he's still kicking and still doing okay, but his wife's having problems, so there you go. Anyway, that's about it. I haven't done too much. I understand it's raining outside. I didn't go out today, so I don't know. Anyway, you could probably fill us in on that. What kind of what we have in there right now? Yeah, all I know is it seems kind of humid here in the house there. Over.
Yes, Rick, had a bit of rain there today, and they were forecasting hail and possible tornado or two. I haven't heard of anything, but we had just some mild rain here for the afternoon, and they're saying we're going to get another round. So I took a look on the weather network, and it looks like between 1 a.m. and 2 a.m. We're going to get another round, and maybe some thunderstorms coming in with that. So we're good until then.
Okay. And that reminds me, a tip for everybody, make sure you check the wind load factor, the wind load of your antenna. And if we have storms and they predict how fast wind is going to be, then you might have to worry. Otherwise, if you haven't gone too late with it, then it'll probably stand up to the storms. And I've been pretty lucky, knock on wood. I've been pretty lucky. I haven't had anything come down for quite a few years. The one year I had my tower a little bit overloaded with the wind load, and I came down on New Year's Day. Can you believe that? On New Year's Day it came down, and the whole tower, everything. So so whatever anybody's got up there and check the wind load factor of that antenna, and the wind load factor they remote the Hamilton ARC or the Hamilton Club remote, the wind load factor was a little bit under what kind of winds we sometimes get, up 60 feet at the Port Authority. So that antenna was guide. It was guide. That's a vertical up 60 feet on the roof, and because sometimes the wind load factor is higher than what that antenna is designed for, they actually guide it. So that's something that everybody should kind of check. That's specifications that everybody kind of overlooks there sometimes. At least I think they do, Chuck. Anyway, nothing else to add to the net, and hello to everybody that's out there listening. This is BE3 Bravo Kilowatt. Back to you, Chuck.
All right, Rick, thank you very much. And you're absolutely right. It is a good idea to, before you go and mount that fancy new long antenna, find out what the wind resistance is on it for sure, the wind load. And because you could end up, depending on how you mount it, it may come down or break or what have you. Especially those long ones, like the 24-footer verticals. They're more susceptible to wind load. So thank you very much, there, Rick. Do you got anything else before I do another call out?
Yeah, I guess one more thing. I put up, I have a 30-foot vertical that works just excellent on 80 meters. But because it's 30 feet in the air off the ground, the wind load of that is very low. So I definitely had to guy it. So even something mounted on the ground, you might have to guy. And that one that's at the Port Authority is 24 feet. So you figure this is 6 feet longer, 6 feet higher. And I had a guy, I put 4 guy wires on it so it wouldn't blow down. But that's mounted on the ground. And anyway, so it doesn't matter where you have your antenna, you should think about that, especially we got bad stormy weather coming. Okay, that's it for me. I'll be listening along here, Chuck. You do a good job, you always do. So VA3, CJZ from B3BK.
All right, Rick, thanks a bunch. And by all means, if you have any other comments, break right in. So I'd like to acknowledge Guy, my cousin in Ottawa. Good evening, Guy. Steel City Coach is with us, saying the audio sounds good tonight. And Bill, VE3I UK. And Wayne B, Victor Alpha 3, Fox Mike Bravo. Good evening, everyone. And hopefully the audio is much better than it has been. I went and splurged and got a powered USB hub. Seems to make the difference. Okay. So with that, let's see who else is out there would like to stop by and say hi. This is VA3CJZ.
VA3IMW. VE3ZJZ. Kilowatt. VA3NFG.
All right, I've got IMW, ZJC, IUK, and NFG. Let's bring in Mac, Victor Alpha 3, India Mike Whiskey.
Good evening, Chuck, and all on net. Happy hump day, and 2 more sleeps, and we're into the weekend. Yahoo! We're all going to live vicariously through Albert, VA3BT, who's on the road. He came back to Hamilton last night from Barrie, and I guess we're probably not going to hear from him today, because he said he was going to hook up the trailer and head out on the road. Trust he has a good time with the family. Coming up on the weekend, June 21st, we're going to be doing our group activation at Royal Botanical Gardens with an additional draw being right across the road from Esterbrook's hot dog stand. So come on out and see us. We're going to get started around 11 o'clock in the morning, and we'll have our sign-in, sign-out sheet so that everybody gets credit for the QSOs that they're present for. What we're going to be trying to be very careful of is making sure that all operators, in line with the rules and regulations, an operator needs to identify on the air every 30 minutes. So every operator is going to have to be on the mic, and repetitively every half an hour at least. So we're going to kind of cinch down on that one. I think we were a little lax on it in previous activations, but as we go forward, we'll refine things to make sure that we're in total compliance with all the rules and regulations. Anyways, here for the duration, Chuck. Certainly appreciate you doing this one.
All right, very good, Mac. Well, yeah, time's ticking away. It's the 18th, and that means this Saturday coming up is the day. Hopefully, I haven't looked to see what the weather they're forecasting there, but hopefully you guys get good weather.
Well, we're Canadian, right? We're resilient and all the rest of that stuff. So dress for success. So that means if you bring the rain gear with you, that's a good insurance policy that it won't come. Anyways, we're looking forward to it, and yeah, it's always good to get together, especially in the good weather. We at no less have an opportunity for an eyeball QSO with some other operators, and obviously we've opened up the welcome mat for any other operators. You know, you don't necessarily have to be one of the ZOE guys in order to attend. So I have spread the news with our friends at the Hamilton Radio Club as well as the Burlington Club. So who knows? We'll probably have a couple of those guys pop in as well. Great opportunity for everybody to see how to set up a field station if you're going to do field day all by yourself, or if you're interested in becoming an activator for Parks on the Air and Summits on the Air and what's the other one? Flora and Fauna. All kinds of great opportunities there to collect points. You're not collecting points. You're collecting QSOs for various particular points of activation. So looking forward to it. And how's things look for you, Chuck? Are you going to be able to join us for at least a little while?
It all depends. It's going to be tight. It depends when my wife comes back home with the vehicle. So I'll do my best there. I don't know how long you guys will be there, but we'll try and make it.
All right, very good. Yep. And if you need us to stop by the Shoppers Drug Mart, I can pick up an extra bag. It depends.
All right, Mac, you're the best. Okay, so let's move on over and say hi to Jason, VE3ZJC.
Good evening, Chuck, and everybody else on frequency. Just a pretty busy Wednesday evening. Ducks in a row as I hit the road tomorrow morning, head up to the Sioux. So got their handy-talkie all programmed, got the base in the car, or the mobile in the car all programmed up to hit whatever repeaters are available. HF stuff's ready to go. POTA stuff's ready to go. If I get some time, hopefully I can make a QSO with the guys at the RBG there on Saturday, weather permitting. And yeah, that's about it. I don't think I'll be around for the whole net tonight. It's early rise and early hitting the road tomorrow there, my friend.
Okay, very good. And where are you going again?
So I'm headed up to Sault Ste. Marie to, she moved up there last year. Haven't seen her in a year. Was supposed to go up last fall, but due to other family things on the go, that was put on the back burner. Finally got the time off work, and I'm going to head up there and go spend a long weekend with her and her boyfriend.
Yes, that's right. I remember now. I had a momentary lapse in memory about that, but thank you. Yeah, going to the Sioux. I've been through there so many times, but I think other than stopping for gas, I don't think I've spent any time in the Sioux. Um, so I have in North Bay, Thunder Bay, but not in the Sioux. I'm not even sure how big it is, but I wish you safe travels there, Jason. And I'm sure you're packing all the necessary gear in case of a breakdown. And it is summertime, but yeah, bring some bug spray. Don't forget that.
Yep, Roger. I'm hoping that the black flies and stuff aren't going to be out and biting while I'm up there. And yeah, thanks for the advice. I should be good, and worst comes to worst, I've always got a radio. The other thing I was going to mention is that along the way, there's this guy named Arpad who appears to be about 4 minutes off my main route, so I am going to give him a shout on 2 meters when I get in the area. Maybe if I can get an eyeball QSO with the gentleman, we'll see what happens. And if I do, I will post the details back to the POTA group Discord page there. That's it for me, my friend. I will stick around as long as I can, send it back to you, and thanks for doing this as always. VE3ZJC, back to net.
Okay, Jason. Again, safe travels, and say hi for the gang to our pad there, and wish him well. And we'll hear from you when we hear from you. Good luck. All right, so let's move over to Bill, VE3IUK. Bill, come on in.
Yeah, good evening, Chuck. Good evening to everyone online. I'm probably going to unplug antennas before I go to bed. It looks like it could get a little nasty overnight, so I don't know if we're going to get lightning or not, but I'm not going to take a chance. So I posed a question to you, I think a couple of days ago on your Monday Night Net, Chuck, and you've asked me to pose it to the group, so here we go. So you're going to have to use your imagination a bit for this one. Imagine waking up tomorrow, and the only technology you have is 1975 technology. You have nothing beyond 1979. Do you think you would be able to survive okay? Anybody have any memories of technology from that era? So I'll turn it back to you, Chuck.
Okay. My earbuds keep cutting in and out, so I didn't quite catch that last part from 1975.
Yeah, so if you woke up tomorrow and the only technology you had was anything that existed in 75, nothing beyond 75, would you be able to survive?
All right, sounds good. We'll give time for everybody to think about that, and yeah, we'll just we'll take check-ins for now, and then we'll get back around to everybody. How's that?
Yeah, it sounds good to me, Chuck, and I should be around for the duration.
All right, sounds good. Okay, let's see now. I think I have one more here. NFG, yeah, Steve, Victor Alpha 3, November Foxtrot Golf.
Good evening, Chuck, and everybody on net. Some are online on the YouTube stream. Others are receiving this transmission via Simplex. I've got you both. What have I got on you? An S20 there, Chuck. Doing a fine trip this evening. Bill, I've got you at a S8. And Jason, 9. And Mac, I think you're an S9. So technology around 1975. Well, I think I would survive because back then I would have the little keychain hanging scales that you would hang from the rear view mirror. A little inside joke there. Back then it wasn't so easy to score. But anyway, nothing else going on here, Chuck. Actually, it's very pleasant out right now. Nice overcast sky here, no sunshine, but what can you do after a little rain shower? Got the day off tomorrow, so we'll be going out, I think, to St. Jacobs tomorrow for our 30-year wedding anniversary. That's right, 30 years. Some ask, how do you do it? And, well, a little motivation here and there is how we get it done there, Chuck. Anyway, back to the net here. There's my check-in there, Chuck, and I will be listening for the duration of the net. Once again, thanks for doing the net there, Chuck. You do a fine job, and always look forward to Wednesday nights. Back to you, VA3 CJZ, VA3 NFG.
All right there, Steve. Very good. And my goodness, we're only going to be heading up to our 28th next month. So congratulations. My goodness, that's getting up there.
Yes, sir. Yep. 30 years, a long time, and still going strong, for sure. But the field day event, you were mentioning something about possibly heading out that way. I may be heading out that way. I think that's on a Saturday. I might head out there for an hour or two, something like that. So if things don't work out, and maybe you want to get a ride with me, I could be going out. I'm not sure what time that day, but if you're available to go in the morning, I think I would probably opt for a morning trip there. It's going to be catered. Lots of good food out there, so those Army guys know how to cook, so I wouldn't mind getting some of that food there. I'm not sure who's doing the catering, but I'm sure it will be good. Anyhow, yeah, so back to you there, Chuck. You don't have to give me an answer right away, as we've got some time. I think that's the 28th of June. I think that's a Saturday. So I'm not going to be able to make it to the meet and greet on the 21st because I am working that day. So the field day event falls on the following weekend, which is my weekend off. So there you go. Back to you there, Chuck. VA3 CJZ, VA3 NFG.
Okay, Steve. Well, thank you very much for the offer. Much appreciated. And yes, it is on the 28th and the 29th. And then they tear down in the afternoon. So, all right, very good. We'll get back to you on that. And you're coming in great there tonight, Steve. Geez, almost full strength on the meter there. So good job. All right. And congratulations. Happy anniversary. Uh, hope that goes well. You have a good day. All right. So that clears my list. Let's see who else is out there would like to stop by and check in to the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is VA3CJZ.
VP3 Kilo, Mike.
All right, I heard a double there, and Kilo Mike Quebec stomped on whoever else was in there. The other station come in.
VE3, I'll be out.
All right, so that's Larry. Okay, so let's bring in Mike, VE3 Kilo Mike Quebec.
Yeah, VA3CJZ, VE3KMQ. Good evening, Chuck, and hello also to Larry and Steve also in there. Good evening to everyone. Hope everybody's doing well. Not an awful lot going on. Thought I'd check in, kind of down to the dumps with the last Canadian team bowing out of the Stanley Cup, but I guess that's the way the puck bounces, right, or flies, or whatever it is. Florida is a pretty good team, and kudos to them. But hey, it would have been nice. It would have been nice. Anyway, as I said, not an awful lot going on. I finished up. I don't know if I was mentioning to you, Chuck. I was working on a little homebrew quarter wave antenna for 220, and finally got it up in the attic, and it's performing wonderfully, at least on the antenna analyzer. And I do use that to check into the Burlington net. They have a 220 net every Thursday evening. But I'm happy that the antenna works well, and I guess I could chalk that up to a success. Anyway, back to you there, Chuck, VE3KMQ.
Okay, Mike, very good. I don't know if that's the antenna you're on now, but you're full strength over here from Burlington there, your location. So excellent conditions tonight. And yeah, it always feels good when you try something that you made and it performs how it should. So that's always good. Listen, someone on the net had a question to ask everyone, and I think it was something along the lines as if you woke up tomorrow and all the gear that you had from let's say 1975 to 1979, would you have any survival gear radio wise that you could use from that period? Myself, CB radio, and that's all I had back in 1975. I had a big stick and a CB radio, but no power. So if the power went out, I didn't have battery backup back then. How would you fare if you woke up tomorrow to gear from 1975 only?
Well, as you were talking, I was going through some mental gymnastics trying to figure out what year I had just what equipment. And, I think the oldest gear I've got goes back to 1985. And that was during my SWL days. And at that time, I bought a very good ICOM RC71. So it's a general coverage receiver. I still have it. I had it in repair a number of years ago to replace a lot of the caps in it. I think the results of an internal battery, but still have it. But that, of course, is well past the 1975 to 79 range, and I don't think I've got anything in that era or century. Is that the word? I don't know. But no, nothing from that period there, Chuck. Back to you.
Yeah, back in the later half of the 20th century. Yeah, we've lived in two different centuries, so there you go. Yeah, well, that's awesome if you still have it. I personally don't, but that's all I could think of, anyways. But if things went down tomorrow, I was thinking of we have some those electrostatic bags. And I think I might think about building myself a little Faraday cage to put at least an HT and a spare battery in there in case of, something similar to a Carrington event. I don't think anybody's going to blow any nuclear bombs over our heads, but that's the other EMP they talk about. And there's a third option. If you are if a lightning strikes close enough to you, it also causes a big EMP, but the range isn't as big. So I think I'm going to be thinking about building myself a little Faraday cage for a spare radio, just in case.
Well, those are certainly some things to think about. I've got to tell you, I haven't thought about it lately, if at all. But no, good ideas there, Chuck. Okay, I'll let you carry on with further check-ins. I think Larry's coming up there, so we'll pass along 73. Thank you for doing the net, and I probably will be listening along for a bit this evening. VA3CJZ, VE3KMQ.
Okay, Mike, thanks for your check-in. Have a great rest of the week. Let's move over to Larry now and say hi to VE3LBI. Larry.
Yeah, evening all. I haven't heard Mike for a while, so I'll say hello to him too. I just been quite a while since I've spoken to him. Just sat down and put the radio on about, just before actually I keyed up, and Mike and I keyed up together, I guess.
Oh yeah, right on. I didn't go outside too much today. Well, it was raining, but when it stopped there, I went out back, and it was quite humid. My squirrels were there waiting for me to give them a nut, so I've got like walnuts from 3 years ago, 3 Christmases ago. So I'm handing them out to the squirrels, and they're pretty happy. But it's all mamas, because you can see all the teats on the mamas there when they come. So I don't mind feeding them.
My folks, when they lived on, actually I lived there too, on Upper Sherman, we had a black walnut tree in the backyard. And, of course, that would get raided by the squirrels. We had a patio, so Dad was always trying to scrub the patio to get the black walnut stain off.
Yeah. I found out that if I crack the nut for them, they'll eat them on the railing of my back deck, and then I have to clean up the shells. They're everywhere. So I decided to just give it to them whole, and what they do is they just put it in their mouths and they take off and they go and eat it somewhere else. So sometimes it's still on the property, on the fence line, but it's not all over my deck. You know what I mean?
Actually, the words are, those walnut shells in your grass with bare feet, man, they can hurt.
Yeah, never mind barefoot stepping on some.
I know, I've done it quite a few times, like I said, when we had the black walnut tree. But when we were kids, they come off the tree pretty good. Be in a clump, maybe 3, 4, sometimes 5 in a clump. And I remember one day there was a fella down the street, I can't remember, it was on Upper Sherman also, and he asked something about the black walnut. Anyway, we took him down a wheelbarrow full of them. I don't know what he did with them, but it was one of the neighbors, a whole wagon full. Pulled the whole wagon down full of them, and like I said, I don't know what he did with them, but he was going to do something, probably let them, I guess, ripen enough and then cook them or something. I have no idea.
Okay, very good. So listen, I guess you didn't hear Bill's question then, eh?
No, sir. Like I said, I just put the radio on.
All right, Bill, are you by the radio? Do you want to ask Larry?
Yeah, basically, I had posed this question to Chuck on the Monday Night Net that if you woke up tomorrow, the only technology you had available was, a 1975 technology, whether it's ham radio or anything else. How would you be able to survive? Of course, you're close to my age, Larry, so you would remember some of that technology as a child, but could you survive survive without today's technology? That's sort of the question I'm posing.
To be honest with you, Bill, I think it'd be a lot easier. 1975, I was just about married, I think, or close to it anyways. And be honest, like I said, with the technology, the things that have changed, the way they've gone, whether it be vehicles or iPhones and all the rest of it, absolutely I could exist. Back with an old carburetor and an old dial-up telephone and a penny into the slot for the pay machine for the phone.
All right, very good, Larry. Yeah, so I thought that was a very interesting question. I thought we'd explore that a little bit. And yeah, like I say, back in 1975, I had a CB and a big stick and a power supply. That was pretty much the only technology. We didn't have any home game consoles or anything like that. My friends did, but I didn't. Everything was done outside back then. We always, we spend a lot more time outside than we do nowadays. Mind you, we're older, but I'm talking about today's generation.
Well, I think one of the biggest thing is and I still state that today. I mean, I watch these people walking their dogs up and down the street here. They got their nose on their phones. They're walking to the corner. They got their nose on their phones. Everything's moving too fast. Back in those days, everything was, I wouldn't say, well, I'd say a bit slower. Technology wasn't quite what it is today, and it was, to me, it was more enjoyable. You didn't have this fast society.
Yeah, like that post I read there says when telephones had a wire attached to them, we were free, as opposed to now we're slaves to the technology. I was looking out my window today, and some guy had an umbrella walking in the rain. He had his phone out in front of him, and he was walking with the phone, just staring right at it. I don't know if he was live streaming or trying to look at something, but yeah, people do, and they don't watch where they're going. They do it in traffic. It's crazy. I've seen videos, of course, people not paying attention, and they'll walk backwards and fall into a fountain or in a river, or all because of a phone.
Yeah, and not just the phones, but I mean, even like I said, technology for vehicles and stuff. I mean, think about it back when, well, at least when I was a kid, we didn't have helmets. We didn't, rode our bikes around and went to the park and played on the swings. And you fell out of a tree, you got your arm up, it hurt a little bit. And you went home and put it in the sling for a day. It was broken, you went and got it fixed, and you carried on the next day. Playing hockey on the street. When's the last time you saw any kids or anybody out in the street playing street hockey?
Well, that's a very good question. It's been quite a while since I've seen that. And so, yeah, you're absolutely right, which goes back to what I said earlier about we used to spend a lot more time outside than we do nowadays. So, anyways, well, thanks for your check in there, Larry. Much appreciated. Very good signal on you tonight. And yeah, between 1 and 2 a.m., another storm's rolling through. So we're good until then.
Yeah, it was quite the. Actually, I was outside this afternoon when the wife was in the house resting, and I was in the garage, and the temperature dropped. I don't know what it was, but I have to look out there, and again, it's Fahrenheit. It dropped down to 70 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'm sure it was well above 80 with the humidity, or 80 plus humidity. But I ended up putting my track pants on. My knees got cold out there. So, all right, I won't hold it up. See who else is out there, and I'll listen along.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Larry. And that clears my list. Let's see who else is out there would like to stop in and say hi on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group, the AREG net, longest running net in Hamilton and surrounding area. This is VA3 CJZ. Come on in. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah, just how's the audio first?
Yeah, the audio's nice and strong. Go ahead.
Okay, very good. 1975. I think it depends on how old you are, and most of the hams that are around here are a little older, I guess, than 20-year-old. So I think back right around 100 I had at that time, and it was simpler times for sure. So I don't even know if I was on the modems with the dial-ups. I don't even know if I was doing that where you went to BBSs and all that. I don't know if that was in 1975 or later on, but also CB time in the 70s. I think that's when the CB times were great there. So anyway, but anyway, I think it depends on how old you are. So definitely we could live with less technology like 1975. Anyway, Bill should clarify that if we have today's stuff, 1975, do we have the stuff from today or do we have the stuff from when we were at 1975?
Yeah, I think he meant all you could use is equipment that was made no later than 79, from 75 to 79. So just think, you don't necessarily have to have it or anything like that. Just that time period, I guess.
Yeah, okay. Hey, Bill, clarify.
Yeah, you have no technology beyond 1975. That's all you have. So you it's sort of just to try to pick your brain and see if you could exist without anything later than that date.
Yeah, like I said, I think it all depends on how old you are. I think probably if nobody knew what the technology was going to be, they definitely would survive.
Yeah. Well, it's for us older parts. It's easy for us to sort of grasp that. Younger ones, yeah, it would be difficult because younger ones don't know about dial-up phones. They don't know about VHS. 1975. I mean, my gosh, the only kind of modems you had were the ones where you used a coupler. I think they were only, maximum, I think they were like 300 baud. So just sort of to see if you woke up and it was 75, and if you could handle the technology, because you have to think about the things that you would not have in 1975.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, being from the communications field, 1975, I think I did have a 300 baud modem, and we used to dial up the phone machines with that and program them. Working at Bell, I was kind of slightly ahead of our time there, but that was very interesting. And then they come out with the 1200 baud modem, and then they come out with the 1900 baud modem. Wow, that was giant technology steps in those days. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, well, I'll date myself that way. But that was fun though, wasn't it, Bill? And I think Chuck's absolutely right that we spent more time outside. This is V3BKM.
Yeah.
All right, Rick. Personally, I think I'd be going through a withdrawal of not being able to use my laptop because, geez, I didn't get my first laptop till closer to 1990-ish. So I would miss my my computer big time, and of course they had walkie-talkies back then, but not everybody had them like they do today. But I would definitely be busy doing more things away from the computer. So that's one thing there, Bill. Over to you.
Yeah, I may have doubled with you. My apologies. Yeah, the point I was making though was that if it's thought provoking because it makes us realize what effect the technology has on us today. I mean, back in '75, I mean, you still had you could get a 2 meter handheld, and if you had lots of money, you could get a decent one. If not, you probably had a handheld that had crystals in it for a few select repeaters. So just a thought-provoking idea, Chuck.
Yeah, absolutely, Bill. Like I mentioned earlier, there, I would miss my computer. I would definitely miss my laptop. Um, Other than that, yeah, like I mean, uh, so I'm not always on my phone. I actually don't even answer it unless I recognize the number. And yeah, I have limited time on my phone. It's more of a convenience for contact the missus and our daughter. Uh, but yeah, I went for like what 5 years I think without a cell phone. It was great. I didn't worry about anything. Mind you, we had a landline though in the house, and so I didn't really need a cell phone. Yeah. Anyways, good question there, Bill. Thanks. Um, well, how about you? What are your thoughts?
Oh, I'd have no problem surviving. I think back to the technology, and I could get along without a computer. I would have no problem at all. I think sometimes the computer owns us instead of us owning the computer. But I mean, '75, we had solid state stuff was starting to come in. It was that sort of transition between tubes and solid state, but I fondly remember the days of quadraphonic, sort of the precursor to today's 517.1 surround sound stuff. I would have been happy to be on my old Hamlin HQ 129X, just listening to DX because I didn't have my ham license until '76. So I could survive without the technology. I don't think I'd have a problem at all.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, like I said, I'd miss my computer, but other than that, I'd be good. Once that, what do you call that there, a detox period uh, would go, I'd be fine. All right, Bill, very good. So that clears my list. Let's see who else is out there that would like to check into our net. This is VA3CJZ. All right, so that means we're going to take a peek at our contests this weekend. And let's start off with the All Asian DX contest for CW. And that's a 2-day event. For CW, it starts at 10 meters, 15, 20, 40, 80, and 160. The All Asian DX contest if you're on CW. The next one here is called the SMIRK contest, SMIRK. For CW, phone and digital, but it's for 6 meter only. And that's a 24-hour contest. The SMIRK contest. Then I think we have one from India here for sideband. I can't even say the word. Bajajaran Bogor DX contest. It sounds Indian. Anyways, it's for 10 meters, 15, 20, 40, and 80 for sideband only. And that's another 24-hour contest. And then, of course, we've got the SKCC QSO party. That's for CW only. All bands except the WARC bands. Another 6 meter contest called the IARU Region 1 50 megahertz contest for CW and sideband. Another 6 meter contest for CW and sideband called the LZ Lima Zulu International 6 meter contest. So hopefully 6 meters is open, guys. Lots of contests for 6 meters this weekend. I have heard people saying last week that 6 meters was open for a bit there. So hopefully that'll be the case again. So next we have the West Virginia QSO party. That's for CW, single sideband, and digital. 10 meters, 15, 20, 40, and 80. The West Virginia QSO party. And then we have a ARRL Kids Day. That's a short one for 6 hours. And it goes, kids can use repeaters, or 2 meter repeaters, sorry. 2 meter repeaters, and then 10 meters, 12, 15, 17, 20, 40, and 80. So if you hear some young voices on there, give them a shout. And that pretty much wraps it up. If you have any questions about these contests, just open up your web browser and type in contestcalendar.com. And when you click on a contest, it has a link to the rules, and you can get all the information there. With that, does anyone have any announcements that they'd like to make here? Please come now. All right. How about Wade, Victor Alpha 3, November Charlie Alpha? Has anyone made contact with him? Has he been on the air, or does anyone have any info? Okay, then. Anyone else out there wishing to check in? Like to stop by and say hi on the AREG net? My name is Chuck, and my call is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu. Please come now.
Just a quick comment, Chuck.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, so we're talking about technology. Somebody brought up modems. So the first use of a modem was actually 1949.
49?
1949.
Oh, wow. I remember when my uncle had built his own computer from spare parts that he got, and he had a modem on there that he could call into his work and with the computer. And the funny thing is, he whistled a certain pitch, and the modem activated and called his work while he's just standing there whistling the tone. And I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I know a guy, he's passed away a couple of years ago. I knew him quite well. His name was Tom Decker, and he was totally blind, and he could whistle all the tones for the trunk lines. So he's making all these long-distance telephone calls on his parents' telephone, and there was big problems with Bell because he was calling all over the world.
Yes, I went through that too when my parents let me have a phone in my bedroom late at night. I was bored and was trying to make contact with people, and I'd end up calling halfway across the world. Of course, my parents would have to call Bell Canada and tell them no one ever made such phone calls. But back then, we also had party lines, and yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, my parents actually had a semi-private line. I think they finally got a private line somewhere in the mid-70s, but I remember as a kid us having a semi-private line, which meant you shared it with somebody else.
Yeah, those are neat. And then I remember being living on my own, and sometimes I would get kids calling me. Not kids, but young people. You'd have a bunch of girls that would call me up. I was young though. I mean, in my 20s, right? And they just wanted to chat, and they were at home in the house having fun, and they would just call random numbers. and see if anybody talked to them.
Oh yeah. But I won't go down this rabbit hole because I have to go off the net. But that kind of makes me think of all the prank phone calls and silly questions you'd phone people and ask them. So use your imagination there, Chuck. Anyway, carry on because that's a rabbit hole I could go down. We'd be there a long time.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, then. Well, let's do one more shout out. Anyone else wishing to check in, please come now. All right. Well, I've been thinking lately about solar flares and the Carrington event and, solar damage to communications. For example, satellites. So I Googled how many satellites have been destroyed due to the sun from solar flares and whatnot. And here's what I found. Uh, at least 52 to 54 satellites, primarily from SpaceX's Starlink constellation, have been documented as lost due to geomagnetic storms caused by solar activity in the last decade. One particular incident in February 2022 involved 40 Starlink satellites being lost due to a geomagnetic storm following their launch. The details. Geomagnetic storms. These storms, triggered by solar activity like coronal mass ejections, can heat the Earth's atmosphere, causing it to expand and increase atmospheric drag on satellites. Starlink losses. SpaceX has experienced significant losses of Starlink satellites due to these storms, with 40 satellites lost after a single launch in February 2022. While Starlink has been heavily impacted, other satellites, including those from Capella Space, have also been affected. The severity of the solar storm in February 2022 caused atmospheric drag to increase significantly, making it difficult for the satellites to maintain their orbit. Here's another question I had. Let's go to about an EMP. And EMPs can be caused by the sun as well, as previously mentioned with the Carrington event. Hold on here, I have some info. So electromagnetic pulses, or EMPs, can be broadly classified into those caused by natural phenomena and those caused by human activity. Natural EMPs include those from lightning strikes and coronal mass ejections, or CMEs, from the sun, while man-made EMPs can result from nuclear detonations or the use of specialized non-nuclear EMP weapons. Nuclear EMPs are often described in terms of three components: E1, E2, and E3, each with different characteristics. Now, natural EMPs, one cause is lightning. Lightning strikes generate a strong electromagnetic pulse due to the rapid discharge of electrical energy. This can induce currents and voltages in nearby conductors, potentially damaging electronic equipment. Coronal mass ejections, or CMEs. These are large expulsions of plasma and magnetic field from the sun's corona. When a CME interacts with Earth's magnetic field, it can induce powerful currents in the Earth's atmosphere and ground, leading to geomagnetic disturbances that can affect power grids and other infrastructure. Man-made EMPs. They call them nuclear electromagnetic pulse, or NEMP, NEMP. A nuclear explosion, especially at high altitude or in space, releases a burst of electromagnetic radiation. This radiation can induce powerful currents and voltages in electrical and electronic systems, potentially causing widespread damage. Now, remember I said there was an E1, 2, and 3? Well, E1 is classified as this is the fast early time pulse capable of damaging integrated circuits and other electronic components. E2 is a mid-range pulse, somewhat similar to a large lightning strike, and can induce further damage. An E3 is a long-duration pulse caused by the interaction of the nuclear explosion with the Earth's magnetic field, and it can affect large power grids. And then there is the non-nuclear electromagnetic pulse weapons. These are devices designed to generate EMPs without the use of nuclear explosions. They can utilize various technologies such as flux compression generators to produce a powerful electromagnetic pulse. And then there's an ESD called an electrostatic discharge. While not as powerful as other EMPs, ESD can occur when two charged objects come into contact, causing a localized EMP. So then I was asking myself, would an EMP wipe out electronics even if they were turned off? All right, my Amazon assistant is telling me the weather and the fact that it's sunset officially, 9:03 p.m. So the answer to that question is a yes. An electromagnetic pulse, or EMP, can damage or destroy electronics regardless of whether they are turned on or off. The EMP generates a powerful surge of electromagnetic radiation that can induce damaging currents in electronic circuits, essentially frying them whether they are actively powered or not. Here's why. Induced currents. An EMP event creates a massive electromagnetic field, and this field induces voltages and other current in any conductive material, including electrical wiring and circuit boards.
Comment, LBI.
Yes, sir. Go ahead. Comment.
I think Chuck, the cops, police, whatever, they were experimenting with something to do with that when they had a felon or a stolen car, whatever, where they could send a pulse to the vehicle and basically damage the computer system, shutting it down. I don't know how far they got with it, though.
Yes, I've seen those. It's almost like a little RC car, and they would run it underneath the vehicle, activate it, and the car would just die. I've seen videos of them deploying that too, as well. In a test, I don't know if I've seen actual use in a real event.
Well, the one I had seen the video of actually wasn't an RC car. It was basically out of the police car itself. But I think the issue became it was too widespread. It wasn't pinpointed directly at that one vehicle. So it could say a vehicle beside it or, coming the other way or whatever. It may cause the same issue. I don't think they had it. This is right out of the police vehicle, like I say. It wasn't an RC car. But I think maybe it wasn't like they couldn't pinpoint it directly as a narrow spot on that vehicle, and I think maybe that's one of the issues why I don't know if they've actually pursued it or not.
Yeah, I've seen all kinds of technologies that they've tried to stop vehicles in general. So I've seen them throw a gun that throws a net at the rear tire, and it just it locks it up. All kinds of things. Thanks for that, Larry.
Yeah, no problem. It's just something when you were mentioning about it, so just tweak me on it. Okay, very good. Thanks. Carry on.
All right, so let's get back to it here. The induced currents can be strong enough to melt or fuse circuits from an EMP, short circuit components, or cause latch up, where the transistors in the circuit become stuck in a undesirable state. Whether a device is plugged in or not, its internal circuitry is still susceptible to the induced currents from an EMP, even if a device is switched off. The wiring within it can still act as an antenna, picking up the EMP's energy and potentially causing damage. Vulnerability of solid-state electronics. Modern electronics rely on solid-state components, which are particularly vulnerable to EMP damage. These components are designed to handle specific voltage and current ranges, and the EMP can easily exceed those limits. While some older technologies like vacuum tubes are largely immune to EMP effects, most modern electronics are not, regardless of their power state at the time of the event. So there you have it. Anyone else have any comments or questions?
Have a quick check on your YouTube there. There's no name, but I believe it's either Chinese or Japanese. A fellow key that wrote in there. So have a quick look, Chuck.
Oh, yes. Welcome to the Weekly Amateur Radio Exchange Group, or AREG. And we are transmitting here in Hamilton, Ontario, at the western tip of Lake Ontario. And welcome. And whereabouts are you? The Philippines. Ah, very good, very good. We have someone that's from Hamilton who moved to the Philippines just a few years ago. And so, is it the rainy season there? Is it monsoon season or no? All right. While we wait for a response, anyone else out there wishing to check in, please come now.
Victor Echo 3, Charlie Uniform.
Hey, there he is. Victor Echo 3, Charlie Echo Uniform. Everybody's favorite retired bus driver. Tomasz, come on in.
Good evening. Yeah, it's pretty noisy tonight there. Getting an S7 of noise. I don't know if it's my radio or what, but I'm getting you pretty much full scale here in the big city of Burlington here there, Chuck. So yeah, I just was watching some TV and I said, wife, got to go up and check in on the radio here. So yeah, very nice, easy day today. Didn't do a lot. Took the wife to the flower shop this morning there, and she got a couple of things, and yeah, just taking her easy.
All right. Yeah, before the rain, I hope. Oh, very good. Yeah. Well, now I guess this is your first summer with no work to go to. I can't say nothing to do. There's always something to do.
If you got hobbies, there's always something to do, and I got lots of them. So, but yeah, it's definitely nice sleeping in. Actually, you know what? Now that the sun's getting up a little sooner every day, I'm actually waking up a little bit earlier and enjoying more longer day. So yeah, that helps, and I'm getting close to that 700-kilometer mark of riding my bicycle this year, so I'm getting up there.
I know. I keep walking by my mountain bike here in the basement, and the tires are flat, and I haven't used it in the last couple of summers. So you never know. I might get brave and get back on it, but I've got really bad back issues right now, and I wouldn't want to fall and make things worse. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't want to do that. The bones get more brittle as you get older and stuff like that. But yeah, other than that, not much else is new at this end, and I'm gonna just say I'll let you go, and I'll see if there's any more check-ins there, and I'll be listening along.
Oh, I think I hear a contact in there. Go ahead.
Yeah, just a quick note for our favorite bus driver there. I think he needs to be aware that we're going to be out in his neck of the woods on the weekend on Saturday for a group activation at Royal Botanical Gardens. So if you're around about and have the intestinal fortitude to come out and see us, looking forward to an eyeball QSO there. So Thomas, feel free to join us. We'll get started on the air around 11 o'clock, and that's Saturday morning, June 21st. Back to you, Chuck. Thanks.
Yeah, not a problem there, Mac. So yeah, I guess around 11 a.m. The guys will all be down at Botanical Gardens there. If you want to stop by and say hi, Tom, you're more than welcome.
Sorry, I didn't even hear what Max said. I'm not receiving him very well at all. I don't know. Like I said, I'm getting a lot of noise. Do you want to relay that again?
Sure thing. They're doing the quarterly POTA get-together where a bunch of the guys get together, set up a radio and antenna at our Royal Botanical Gardens across from Easterbrooks. Be logging contacts for POTA there, and get to say hi to people that we talk to on the radio but don't see, and so it's a good way for guys to make a face-to-face. And Mac is basically organizing it and is inviting everybody, the Burlington Amateur Radio Club guys, Hamilton Amateur Radio Club guys, and anyone else who wants to stop by and say hi. That'll be on Saturday morning around 11 in the morning.
Okay, thanks for that, Chuck. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I will do that. Maybe I will go visit and see what this POTA is all about. Thanks, Chuck, and thanks, Mac.
All right, very good. Thanks for your check-in, Tom. Have a great rest of the week, and if it's nice on Saturday morning, maybe we'll get eyes on you. Very good. And Mac, anything else to add?
That pretty much sums it up. But yeah, Thomas and I are having a little trouble tonight. I think we've got out of phase communication, and I'm getting the same thing from Rick, Mr. K. So it's that peak audio cancels out the return signal. Somebody left their spaceship double parked somewhere, and I'm getting a nasty bounce from somewhere. Just that if you had to plan this so that you had out of phase 180 degrees, it would take some really extreme measurements. But random fate, it seems to be stranger than fiction.
Yeah, well, that's why we have relays on Simplex there, Mac. Things happen at at any time, and that's the great thing about amateur radio and relaying information. Geez, I remember back in my CB days, I think I was in Ottawa, and there was an urgent message. Back then, there was no cell phones. and there was an urgent message to be relayed to someone. I forget if it was in Hamilton or Toronto, but the truck drivers actually relayed the message with a phone number to the person that it was intended for, and that was a great exhibition of working together with communications and helping people out.
Yes, sirree. Yep. The simplicity of the chicken band radio was often a great help in emergency situations. And I know that on several occasions I was able to utilize our Citizens Band radio throughout the 70s with the ability to reach out to other stations near and far. So, yeah, in particular, I know that what was that big storm we had? Was that 1970? I forget now. 76, 77, something like that. We had that big deluge of a storm. All my family got stuck other places in Hamilton. But I managed to spend the evening communicating with other folks on Citizens Band Radio and passing communication amongst operators. So, radio communications in itself, the technology obviously was very beneficial. And certainly if you exclude the advances that we've made in spectroscopy and all the rest of that stuff since the mid-70s, obviously we would still be very much self-sufficient if need be, and the rest of the system went down and we couldn't rely on Mr. and Mrs. Google, any format that they may come. So, as long as you were not a millennial that needed everything to be spoon-fed to you, we could just boil them with a little extra ketchup, and at least we wouldn't starve.
Yeah, don't forget the case of Kraft dinner. You know, I knew a lot of guys that couldn't afford a telephone, and so all their communication was done by radio. So I'm sure you probably knew some people that maybe didn't have it. And so, hey, it's free communication, right? Of course, you have to put money out for your initial gear, but then it's all free from there. And back then, a lot of people their hydro bill was included in the rent. So yeah, I've had my share of fun on the Citizens Band radio, you could say. Anything else there, Mac?
Yep, Roger. I don't have to say the number, but everybody knows. Welcome to the exit from the dark side.
Yeah, welcome to the dark side. All right, thanks, Mac. So with that, is there anyone else with comments or questions or check-ins for tonight's Amateur Radio Exchange Group before we start a little bit of On This Day?
The E3 KDT.
All right, I hear KDT, and I think Bill had a comment or a question there. The E3IUK, go ahead.
Yeah, just very quickly, your little talk there about relaying the message via CB, from operator to operator, reminds me of 1979 when there was the derailment in Mississauga, and I think I was at home. I wasn't at college during that, and I remember staying up for over 24 hours just passing traffic because, obviously, we didn't have cell phones back then. They were still in their very, very infant stage, and we coordinated very heavily with the Red Cross and police to.
Yeah. Don't picky eaters. When I grew up, it was eat what's in front of you, and that's all you get. But yeah, that's and then when they grow older, they learn to try different things, and then next thing you know, they're eating stuff that you didn't think they would. So
Yeah, I keep trying to remind him that his taste buds will change, and a lot of stuff that I eat now I didn't like as a kid. Yeah, I just see the stream is back online. I thought I was having issues. I've been out. I was visiting some family there in Caledonia. I was listening on the YouTube stream on the way back, but could not really get a signal. Now I'm home, so yeah, I thought it was just me. So that's good. I will, I guess, throw her back to you. I didn't really have any announcements or anything else that way, but just want to throw one in and say hi, and I will be listening on.
okay, very good. Yeah, I had to reconnect the stream. I have the Wi-Fi and the what do you call it? And the hardwire plugged in for the Ethernet. Both plugged in, and it was with my my earbuds. I was getting intermittent breaks, and so I disconnected the hardwire, the Ethernet cord, and just use the Wi-Fi. So I guess that was enough to drop the stream. So I just rebooted it, and everything looks good. So thanks for checking in, Noel. Much appreciated, sir. And let's see if we have anyone else out there wishing to stop by and say hi here on the weekly Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is VA3CJZ.
VA3 Energy comment.
Alpha 3, Papa Alpha Delta. This is Andrew from Scarborough.
Okay, Victor Alpha 3, Papa Alpha Delta. And by one, I have a local comment here. Steve, go ahead.
Thanks, Chuck. So on this day, or sorry, better yet, do you know of what day it was that Hamilton was incorporated as a city with a starting population of 6,832? I was just wondering on what day that might have happened.
I think it was a Wednesday. No, I don't. But I did come across a post that I put up on Facebook years ago. And this was just a couple of days ago. So a few days ago in history, Hamilton became the first city to have traffic lights and in Canada. And that was at the Delta. If nobody knew that, now you do.
Yeah, roger that. Okay, yeah, we'll go with Wednesday. City of Hamilton, founded by George Hamilton in 1816. 1826, the canal opened up there to the harbor, and in 1946, Hamilton was incorporated as a city with that starting population of 6,832. So after that, the railway, 1854. Steel industry arrived, Stelco in 1910, and Fast in 1912. Amazing. VA3 Energy.
Outstanding, Steve. That's some good information there. Yeah, see, I'm not from here, so I don't have a big knowledge of the history of Hamilton. But very good. That's I didn't know a lot of that. So yeah, a lot of it was a farmland, though. Out in Winona, where E.D. Smith is, I used to work there, and people said, it was all farmland. back in the day for quite a ways. So you basically, the Hamilton you're talking about was probably the downtown portion there, and not much else.
Comment?
Yeah, no doubt there. Heard you in there, Rick. The Niagara Escarpment was originally regarded as a barrier to the urban growth. I'm just reading this off a plaque here there, Chuck. Actually, the Jollycut Road, the opening of the first Jollycut Road was in 1873. And, so it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, and they had a rail car. Anyhow, let's bring in Rick, VE3BK.
Hamilton had the first telephone exchange, and that was in 1878. So Hamilton had a lot of firsts.
Yeah, that's right. I think it was Hamilton to Paris, Ontario, and of course, like I mentioned, we had the very first traffic lights in Canada, right here in Hamilton. So yeah, a lot of firsts.
Yeah, I think we had the first water too. With the water, and you can see that old steam pump down there on down at the water plant. So Hamilton had a lot of firsts, but I don't know what year that was.
Yeah. Okay, Rick, if you can stand by real quick there. Someone that tried to check in says he's got to go here on YouTube. So Andrew, if you're still there, Victor Alpha 3, Papa Alpha Delta, do you want to come in? Well, he said he had to run. So, yeah, that gentleman, Andrew, is in Scarborough. And he put an antenna on the roof there just last week or so. And he gets out great. He's on, 40 feet. On top of a building. So the antenna's working great from Scarborough to Hamilton. I'm actually surprised. But he's got to go. Well, I'll put you in the log there, Andrew, not to worry. Okay, so let's go back to Steve. Steve, do you have anything else for us?
That's pretty much it there. Thanks for the insert there. We'll send it back to net control, and we'll be listening to the duration VA3 NFG portable.
All right, Steve. Not a problem. Okay, thanks for your check-in, and let's go back over to Rick. You got anything else, Rick?
VE3 LBI.
Yeah, Hamilton, Ontario started providing water for their citizens. Treated water plant, 1859. That's all I got. Go ahead there. Go ahead there, LBI.
Yeah, okay, thanks, Rick. Chuck, I'm going to have to beg out too. I've got a few things to do here. So thanks for doing it, and sorry I couldn't finish to the end, but all the best. And 7-3 everybody, VE3 LBI clear.
All right, 7-3, Larry. Okay, anyone else? Okay, well, Steve, thank you very much for all that information, and Rick, that's something to be proud of. A lot of firsts right here in Hamilton. I know for many years, Hamilton wasn't really, relevant, I guess, in the news or anything, but it has been for some time now. But I remember growing up, you didn't hear much about Hamilton, except that it was just a steel town. So there you go. All right, so let's do a little bit of on this day if nobody has any objections. Do we have any other check-ins for tonight's net? Please come now. All right, so we're at on this day 227. So week 227, and we start with today's famous birthdays in history. And well, looky here, we'll start with Mr. or Sir Paul McCartney. I believe he's been knighted, and he's 83 years old. Just a few years younger than my father. So he was born in 1942, and he's a British rock singer, songwriter, bassist, and piano player. Of course, he was born in Liverpool. Yeah, it's a pretty slow day for birthdays and people passing away on this day, but we'll muddle through. So we'll go to a couple more musicians, and in 1960, a gentleman by the name of West R. Keane, an American guitarist and songwriter for Guns N' Roses. And he's from France, and he passed away in 1997. He would have been 36 or 37 years old. Wow. Born on this day, 1963, Darren Dizzy Reed, an American rock keyboardist with Guns N' Roses. And he was born in Illinois.
Interesting stuff.
Absolutely. Do you have a call sign, sir? I can put you in the log.
Absolutely. VE3EGE. And it's Mike.
All right, VE3EGE. Mike, welcome. My name is Chuck, and we do this net every Wednesday night between 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. And it's Simplex, and we rely on relays if people can't hear one another. And I'm also streaming the net on YouTube. So not everyone can hear everyone else, and that way people can follow along on YouTube there. Mike, whereabouts are you?
Oh, I'm in Hamilton. I chat with like VA3 Perry or VE3GTH Guy or, V3 WPS Peter in Burlington. And I'm reluctant to come on and listen to this net because my call sign, when you're going to go check out, there's another guy and it's a silent key now. And I got his call sign. His name is John something, and he's a silent key now, and I did my test with RPAD, and I passed my test, and I was assigned this call sign, VE3EGE, and that's just
how... Oh, yeah, very good. Gosh, I haven't heard Perry in so long. I was wondering what happened to you guys. What frequency are you guys usually chatting on? You guys are up, 146, 490 or something?
we go on 430.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just haven't heard you guys chat in a while there. So very good. Well, next time you speak to Perry there, tell him Chuck said hi. I'm Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu. And thanks for your check-in.
Yeah, well, we talk usually on Friday or Saturday nights, but it's dwindling, right? Just Perry's on there and me. Guy's been checking in. It's usually later in the evening, but we do talk. And Perry knows about your Wednesday night. He's working out at the lake, right? So he's tired at night, but on the weekends he's available.
All right, good to know. And yeah, I'll have to listen for you guys and jump in and say hi when I can there. So thank you so much for your check-in. By the way, my location is just 2 blocks south of the Center Mall here in Hamilton, 2 blocks south of Barton Street.
Well, I'm up on the East Mountain. Like I'm sure I'm coming in loud and clear.
Oh yeah, yeah. You're just under the full scale mark there, so very good copy on you. All right. Well, Mike, do you have anything else to add to the group?
Just that I'm going to try and see. Peter was saying, like, yeah, I don't know who runs the what is it, QSR. I've looked into that before, and I see the call sign's taken. So I don't know if somebody can take that down. Who manages that site? Like that was my concern, and that's why I shy away from that, because everybody always wants to reference that, and then I've been questioned before, maybe even by you.
You mean on QRZ?
Absolutely, yep.
Okay. Geez, I don't know who would you contact to straighten out that issue there. Does anybody have any suggestions?
Yeah, tech support at QRZ.
Tech support at QRZ. That's all I got to do, and maybe they can help me out.
Yeah, tech support at QRZ. Yeah, they have a check-in there that you can give your call sign and tell them which one. And when you get your certificate, if you have one already, you send it to them, and they will change it on QRZ for you.
Yeah, I do have a certificate. Like I said, I've had this, just before COVID, I got all set up with the radio, and yeah, I've been on basically ever since. And yeah, so at first it didn't say Silent Key beside his name, and now it does. So I'll look into it, and I'll see if I can text support QRZ.
Comment?
Go ahead, Noel.
Yeah, I was in the same boat. My call sign was a silent key as well. If it's listed on QRZ, I was able to do the registration and with mine, and it tossed it over to me. I'm not sure if I had to send them my certificate or not, but it was kind of like automatic.
Okay, I'll have to look into it again.
Yeah, I just registered last year.
And who did you contact?
Give it a try.
I didn't have to contact anyone because it was sitting as a silent key when I went to do the registration. I think they looked it up, and because I was already in the database and everything, like the Canadian side, so there was no issue.
Yeah, you're not the first one to run into that problem. So, yeah, just get a hold of them and Mike, and hopefully they'll for you.
Then I won't have to be a silent key.
Exactly. All right, Mike. Well, thank you so much for your check-in, and like I said, say hi to Barry for me, and we'll try and hook up next time I hear you guys.
Roger that. Good talking to you, Chuck. Take care.
All right, you too. So we'll clear with VE3EGE. And Noel, do you have anything else to add?
No, just good luck, and yeah, I got the same thing until I updated QRZ, so that's probably the best bet for that. I believe it was Larry that gave me the cold shoulder
there. The cold shoulder. Hey, who are you?
Exactly, it was on these nets.
Yeah. Okay, very good then. All right, anyone else out there with comments, questions, or check-ins for this week's AREG Net? Please come now. This is A3CJZ.
Yeah, looks like QRZ is off the internet at the moment. V3BK.
Yeah, okay. Funny stuff going on here. All right. Well, it's showing that I'm still streaming here. The counter's going and everything. I don't know. All right, so let me continue on here with the birthdays. We got Kurt Browning turning 59 today. Born in 1966, he is a Canadian figure skater world championship gold men's singles in 1989, 1990, 91, and 93. He was also a CBS broadcaster, and now I think he's doing chip reverse mortgage commercials. And he was born in Rocky Mountain House, Alberta. Blake Shelton turns 49 today. Born in 1976, an American country singer-songwriter. I don't listen to country, so he was born in Oklahoma. And that's it for famous people's birthdays today. Let's go to who died today in history. And we have a young woman by the name of Jean Mance, Mance. She was born in 1603, but died on this day, 1673. She was a French-Canadian settler who founded the first hospital in North America. It was called Hôtel Dieu de Montréal. That's the God Hotel of Montreal. Dies at the age of 66. Very first hospital in North America. Let's go to 1880. Passing away on this day, John Augustus Sutter, a Swiss-American immigrant who established Sutter's Fort in what is now Sacramento, where gold was first discovered in California. Dies at the age of 77. This next one is a Norwegian by the name of Roald Amundsen. That's Roald, Roald Amundsen. Died in 1928. He was a Norwegian polar explorer who led the first expedition to the South Pole. And he dies in a plane crash while flying on a rescue mission in the Arctic at the age of 55. That's it for people passing away on this day, famous people. And so now we'll move on to events in history. Do we have any questions, comments, or check-ins? Please come now. All right, in the year 1178, on this day, June 18th, 5 monks at Canterbury report something exploding on the moon shortly after sunset. And it is the only known observation. 1178. And then in 1682, English Quaker William Penn founds the city of Philadelphia in the Pennsylvania colony. And then in 1767, Samuel Wallace, an English sea captain, sights Tahiti, considered the first European to reach the island. And on this day in 1812, the War of 1812 begins when the U.S. declares war against Britain. (1815), the Battle of Waterloo. Napoleon Bonaparte and France are defeated by British forces under the Duke of Wellington and Prussian troops under Field Marshal von Blücher. 1822, part of the U.S.-Canadian boundary is determined. So that's our border lines. done in 1822. In 1879, W.H. Richardson, an African American inventor, patents the children's carriage. We call them strollers today. In 1892, brothers Edward and Robert Jordan plant the first macadamia nuts in Oahu, Hawaii. I had to look this up. Macadamia nuts are from Australia originally. 1938 now, baseball signed as a Brooklyn Dodgers coach. Remainder of the season. On this day in 1940, Winston Churchill gives his "This was their finest hour" speech to the House of Commons, urging perseverance in the war after Dunkirk evacuation and the fall of France. Over 330,000 troops were rescued from Dunkirk. That's a lot of people. That's half of Hamilton. And in 1947, Gene Roddenberry survives a plane crash in Syrian desert while working for Pan American World Airways. Gene Roddenberry, of course, is the creator of Star Trek. And then in 1960, the closing day of the Monterey International Pop Festival in Southern California, featuring first major U.S. appearances of Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, The Who, and Otis Redding. And during this pop festival, Jimi Hendrix and Pete Townsend wage a battle of guitars at the Monterey Pop Festival. That would have been cool to see. Pete Townsend was a good guitarist, and we all know Jimmy was just crazy. Crazy good. All right, more music news now. On this day, 1977, the Sex Pistols, Johnny Rotten and Paul Cook are beaten by a group of rabble-rousers outside a London pub. Also in 1977, the space shuttle test model, the Enterprise, carries a crew aloft for the first time. And if you remember correctly, it was fixed to a modified Boeing 747. So the Enterprise shuttle, do you remember? You guys remember? I do. Seeing it on TV. The space shuttle was on top of the Boeing 747. In 1981, the AIDS epidemic is formally recognized by medical professionals in San Francisco, California. In 1996, Ted Kaczynski, suspected of being the Unabomber, is indicted on 10 criminal counts. And on this day in 2001, The Fast and the Furious film, directed by Rob Cohen, starring Paul Walker, Vin Diesel, and Michelle Rodriguez, premieres. You guys remember that? That was just 23 years ago already. And in 2018, U.S. President Trump orders the U.S. military to set up a sixth branch of the military, and they call it the Space Force. Now, it's funny, you don't hear anything about it, but it's there. All right, in 2019, China has been forcefully harvesting organs from marginalized groups in prison camps on a significant scale, according to International Tribunal in London. go to a prison camp and have to give a kidney. All right, in 2019, two 14-year-old boys become the youngest in Irish history to be convicted of murder when found guilty of the murder and sexual assault of a 14-year-old girl in Dublin. Man. And in 2020, Canadian coronavirus COVID-19 known cases passed 100,000 with 8,360 deaths. Also on this day in 2020, a world record for greatest duration for a single lightning flash of 17.1 seconds during a thunderstorm over Uruguay and Argentina, according to World Meteorological Organization. Now, I do know there's a place in the world where they have lightning storms daily, like almost every day of the year. I'm not sure if it's Venezuela or, but anyways, yeah, 17's lightning flash. Wow. And then in 2023, just 2 years ago today, the submersible vessel, the Titanic submersible, implodes in the North Atlantic Ocean. 5 occupants. And finally, for you techies out there, in 2024, on this day last year, NVIDIA overtakes Microsoft to become the world's most valuable company at $3.34 trillion. So that's it for On This Day in History. I hope you all enjoyed it as much as I did researching it. And so with that, let's run through the list for a final 7-3 round. And let's go to Rick, VE3BK.
Yeah, 73 to everybody on frequency, and good net there, Chuck. Good job. And I hope Mike makes out okay getting his changes to his call sign. And this is VE3 Bravo Kilowatt back to that.
All right, Rick. Thanks for checking in and sticking around and all your comments and info. We'll talk to you again real soon, I'm sure. Let's go to Mac now, VA3IMW.
Thanks, Chuck. Great entertaining net as usual. Quick reminder, Saturday, 11 a.m. in Burlington at RBG. And also a reminder for tomorrow night, 446-125 FM Simplex for the Lake Ontario Radio Club at 7 p.m. I'll be there. And thanks again, VA3IMW. It's pumpkin time.
Absolutely. There you go. There's less than a minute left. All right, Mac, thanks so much for joining us. And as always, it's a pleasure. We'll talk to you again soon. Have a good night. Next is Bill, VE3IUK. Bill, you there?
Yeah, we're still here, Chuck, and very good net. Found the question I proposed to be very provocative and resulted in some interesting conversation. So weather for Saturday, I did check it. Low in the morning of 21 degrees. High of 30 in the afternoon with a 20% chance of rain. So it looks like it should be a nice day for Saturday. So thanks for doing it, Chuck, and 7-3 to all those who are listening here or on YouTube. Back to you, Chuck.
All right. Very good, Bill. So it's going to be a hot, sticky one. All right. Okay, Bill. Well, thank you so much for your question. And you're right. It was thought-provoking, and we always enjoyed that. Sparks conversation, and it's nice to be doing something a little bit different. Okay, very good then. So let's see if Steve is still around. VA3 NFG.
Yeah, right, Chucks. Good night as always, and always look forward to the following week's net. So, so this Saturday it would be the last Saturday net. Is that right? Until sometime in the fall.
That is correct. This Saturday will be the last Saturday until after Labor Day weekend. And also, this coming Monday will be the final Monday night accidental net until after Labor Day. Well, maybe until Labor Day if it's, Monday. So there you go.
Yeah, okay. All right, well, probably have time to check Saturday night. We'll have to see what happens. All right, cool. Good night there again, Chuck, and we'll see all online in case all is listening there. Andy. So VA3 NFG will be clear. 7-3, guys.
Okay, Steve. Very good then. All right. Let's see who's next. That would be, Larry's gone. Tomash, VE3 CEU. Are you still there, Tom? How about Noel, VE3 KDT?
Yeah, I'm still here, and thanks for doing the net. Entertaining. Kind of sorry I missed Bill's question. I think it was technology before 75. That would be difficult for me, but I would be looking forward to RockNet to and everything else. I'm sure I would do much better than everyone. But yeah, other than that, thanks for doing that, and I will 7-3 and VE3 KDT.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, I wouldn't have a problem surviving with gear from 75 to 79. The only thing I would miss is my my laptop computer here, and after that initial detox of not having it, I would be just fine. Anyways, Noel, thanks for your check-in, sir. Have a great rest of the week. We'll talk to you again soon. Let's see if Mike is still there. VE3 Echo Golf Echo.
I am, Chuck, and I just want to say you do a great job on this this net. I've listened to it a few times, and I've always reluctantly, not checked in. I'm glad I did. I like listening to you. I'm going to do a correction too because it's 1475 that we chat on, and yeah, me and Perry are usually on there most weekends. So hopefully we'll hear you there, and I'll maybe catch you next week. It is a good. Interesting radio show to listen to. Thanks. And V3 EGE saying 73s to everybody.
All right, Mike, it was a pleasure meeting you and talking to you there, and we'll definitely listen for you on that frequency. And so with that, do we have any last minute stragglers? Anybody who would like to be last for this week's Amateur Radio Exchange Group net? This is VA3 CJZ. All right. Well, in total, we've got 13 check-ins tonight. Not a huge number, but everyone is lots of fun to talk with and exchange ideas and comments and whatnot. So I look forward to doing this all again next week, right here on this frequency at 8 p.m. next Wednesday. With that, I'll say so long for now. Remember to be kind to one another and be safe out there. This is VA3 CJZ saying 7-3 for now.
Chuck?
Yes, sir. Go ahead, Rick.
Yeah, you were saying when you got your first laptop. I got my first laptop 10 years before you did. And it didn't have a hard drive. You had to save everything on a disk. It was an IBM too, and it weighed about 4 times as much as the laptops today.
Yeah, I remember the big, floppy ones, the 5 1/4, I think they were. Yeah, and then I had the diskettes, the small 3.5-inch ones.
Oh yeah, well, hey, that was my first laptop, and that was fun because you learned how to put everything on a disk, So, but anyway, yeah, well, what was it? Bill said something about the computers when they came out. But anyway, when I was in high school, we did zeros and ones on the cards. You know what I mean? On the cards, you had a program with a card, and the computer was giant.
Oh yeah, no doubt. All right, Rick. I got to take a break here. I've got to go to the boys' room, but thanks for that, and I shall return. VA3 CJZ.
Roger on that, and technology has definitely come a long way in the last 50 years.